Hey guys, Alex here. Thanks so much for watching my dog training videos. Be sure to drop by my website, brightdog.com, where you can pick up a copy of the official Bright Dog Academy ebook, plus learn more about my private coaching program, where you can personally work with me one-on-one. So understanding what a dog's body language is trying to tell us is something that a lot of humans mess up. Now, we can't necessarily blame people for not naturally learning, or understanding rather, how to read a dog's body language, right? Because we're not dogs. That being said, after years and years of studying dogs, we now know specific signs and what to look for in our dog's body language that indicates what the dog is trying to communicate and how the dog is feeling. So I want to kind of start a new series here where I'm going to take 5 pictures each video and go over what is happening with the dog's body language. Now, over the years, I've worked with thousands of dogs. So when I see a dog, naturally, I don't have to think and actively think about what is that dog doing, why is that dog looking like that. It just comes to me naturally. And this is one of the most challenging things for me to teach people. Teaching people how to teach their dog to sit, teaching people how to teach their dog to stop barking, that's easy. But when it comes to learning a dog's body language, this is one of those, they're really the only thing I can think of when we talk about training our dogs, that has to just be done. And you just have to do it and gain experience to learn the right way to do it. All right, so let's get started here. Okay, so this first picture here, right? Whenever I see 2 dogs, immediately my eyes go to their head, right? That's just kind of when I'm analyzing a dog or I'm meeting a dog. That's the first thing that my eyes are immediately drawn to. I go right to their face to see what's going on. So these 2 dogs, we've got a lot going on in this picture, okay? Let's look at this. It looks like a lab. Maybe there's something else in there, but this lab, let's call him for this picture, first. Okay, so like I said, I go to his face first, and first thing I notice, there's a couple of things a mental checklist I kind of go through in my head. Again, I kind of just do this automatically now. I don't actually think about it; it just happens. So the things I look at there's 3 things. I go from the ears to the eyes and to the mouth. Okay, and what I'm looking for is this: the position of the ears. I'm looking for tenseness in the eyes, and I'm looking for 2 things at the mouth. Is the mouth tense? And then is the mouth being held open or closed, all right? And that tells me a lot. From there, then I go into the dog's actual body. Is the dog standing up straight? Is he puffing up his chest? And then from the body, I go to the tail and check the tail last. So that's kind of just when I'm looking at a dog's body language, that's the breakdown, okay? So looking at this dog, and like I said in the beginning here, right, this is stuff that you just have to see thousands and thousands of pictures or experience this in person until you're going to be able to identify these small little things, right? But immediately when I first see this picture, what pops into my head is that this brown dog is curious of this lab, that this brown dog wants to potentially play with this dog. And this dog is not quite sure yet of this brown dog here, okay? So looking at the brown dog, you can see the back legs are bent, all right? And if you look at the position of her or his front legs, and then look at his whole body, you can see he's leaning in to check out this lab, but the position he's in with these back legs tells me that he's prepared at any second to back off and run away quickly. You can see he's kind of holding himself low to make himself seem as non-threatening as possible. And as this dog is doing this dog, it appears, is a little apprehensive, maybe a little nervous about this brown dog coming up to him. His body's stiff, okay? His legs are stiff. You can see, look at the difference in his legs, how straight this is and how straight this is, right? Versus these legs. So he's very stiff and tense. His chest is up. His tail is held high, which is kind of something that dogs can do before they're going to bite. They'll do it before they attack. His tail is stiff. This is just a picture, no video, right? So I can't tell if it's wagging. Remember, wagging tail doesn't always mean a happy dog. But the biggest thing here is this facial expression, okay? And like I said, I'm going to keep repeating this because it's so important, but this is just one of those things that you just have to keep seeing over and over and over. But this is a facial expression. And again, we're looking at the eyes. We're looking at how tense his mouth is, the position of his ears. That's a facial expression of, I'm not sure, you're making me a little bit nervous, I don't quite know about you. So it looks like this brown dog kind of wants to play or is curious of this dog, and this dog is a little nervous, not quite sure what to do in this situation, all right? Okay, let's go to the next picture. Here's a kind of a funny one with a cat and a puppy, right? So again, immediately, I'm not gonna talk about the cat. We're just gonna focus on the puppy here. Two things jump out immediately to me. Number one, the puppy's eyes. Number two, the puppy's ears. All right. So you can see if you look at his ears that they're kind of being pushed. He hasn't pushed down and back and as close to his body. His eyes are very wide. This is a face. Okay, again, recognizing the facial expressions of dogs, that he is fearful, that he's nervous, that he doesn't really like what's going on. And you can actually see this is a little bit more subtle. But if you look at his upper body from right about here, you can actually see that he's leaning away from the cat. All right, so he's trying to avoid, and even using his paw. If you look at the position of his paws, it looks like he's getting ready to jump up and spring away. All right, so this would be a fearful dog, a dog who's nervous, uncomfortable, getting ready to get out of the situation. Here is a interesting picture. Okay, big German Shepherd, great looking dog. Again, first thing that I go to immediately is the face. I always look at the face of the dog first, okay? And the first thing that immediately jumps out to me is that he's quite relaxed, all right? His mouth is open. It's not being held tight, and it's not tense. Mouth is being held open, tongue's hanging out. He seems fairly relaxed. He seems alert, okay? And the reason for that I say that is kind of looking at the forehead and his eyes, all right? They're a little bit tense. And his ears. German Shepherds naturally have pointy ears, but even though they're pointy, they're very clearly, when you can see them move in different positions. His ears are being held upright and kind of tuned forward, so it would appear that he's really focusing on something in the distance there. From there, let's look at his legs, right? I said that's the next thing. I go to his body, then his tail. His tail's being held low and relaxed, so that's a good thing. He seems fairly tense here, but his back legs, it kind of appears like he's maybe going to inch forward or chase after something. He's in a position where he looks ready, like he's going to spring to chase something. So that would be my guess, just based on the pictures, that he's seen something off in the distance he's focused on, and he's getting ready to chase it. I don't think necessarily in an aggressive manner. It looks like, again, from the body language, from the relaxed face, from kind of the eyes, the ears, the relaxed tail, that it looks like he's maybe getting ready to chase something, maybe another dog, and get ready to play. Okay, here's another good one. And again, facial expressions, all right? You can't see too much of this dog on the right. However, we can see his mouth is being held very tensely. His ears are being, he's got them pushed forward and held up high. Same thing with this dog. It's hard to tell if you're just starting off doing this, but both of these dogs' ears are in the same position, and they're locking eyes. Now, eye contact between dogs often is a very threatening thing. If you look, again, these are subtle things that you'll pick up over time, but looking at the position of the dog's head in correlation to his back and his body, right? Kind of this arch that you see where they're coming up, they're both holding their heads high. And that's an important thing to recognize. It's not about dominance. It's or them, one of the dogs trying to be the alpha dog, but it's kind of a sizing each other up, checking each other out. And if they are going to threaten each other, it's not necessarily about dominance or respect, but if they are going to fight because of I don't know, maybe there's a toy there that they're fighting over, or if they're guarding another person, this appears to be, and again, this is just based off these pictures, but two dogs that are kind of challenging each other. Why they're challenging each other, without any context, we can't say. But again, tense foreheads, the eyes appear to be locked, the position of the ears, both mouths are very tense, held closed. It would appear that these two dogs are, maybe going to fight, maybe going to go after each other. That would kind of be my guess, just based on this one picture with no context. Now, I want to get this picture kind of as a comparison between the German Shepherd, okay? So look at this for a second. Look at how this dog's legs are, his body, his tail, his head. And let me go back to the German Shepherd real quick, okay? So both dogs are clearly looking at something off in the future, or not the future, but off, the picture we can't see, okay? And you should be able to see the difference between how relaxed that German Shepherd is versus how tense this dog is, okay? Mouth is closed, very tense. His ears are being pushed forward. Look at the wrinkles, or not wrinkles, but his forehead is tense. His eyes are tense, focused forward. You can see this position that he's in with his front legs kind of spread wide. He's very slightly leaning forward and down. His back legs again are wide. He's making himself as wide as possible. Tail is held upright. Remember I said right before dogs attack or bite, oftentimes their tail will go up. It wags as well. So this is a dog who, as opposed to the German Shepherd, who looks like he's getting ready to chase something for fun and go chase after something, maybe a squirrel, maybe another dog. This is a dog who looks like he's getting ready to be very defensive, perhaps attack something that he feels is a threat. But this is the body language tells me that this is a dog who feels threatened and is feeling the need to protect whatever it is he feels the need to protect, right? This is probably the best examples to show you here between these two. Of the German Shepherd, again, look at the legs, how relaxed his body's being held. His face is nice and relaxed. And then you look at this, all right? So yeah, so just a little thing there on body language. Let me know if you guys like this video. If you do, I'll keep doing these, and you guys can send me images if you want. Email me alexdogtraining@gmail.com if you guys have images you want me to review and kind of go over. But yeah, the biggest thing is you just have to actually get out there and observe. Observing dogs is the best way to learn these things, and then you need someone who actually knows what they're talking about to tell you if your observations are correct. But observation is the key to learning dog behavior.